Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Table Talk Tokyo. I'm here with Tatsuya. We're really excited to do this. Tatsuya is one of my best friends for a very long time. He's also in the industry. He's been in the industry for years now, and I've seen his development from being a contract model here in Tokyo to rising through the ranks of being a trainer to building his own gym, his own studio, his own gym, rebranding and building another gym. He's done a lot of different work, and I'm really, really proud of him, and it's really cool to have him at this table talk because we're just gonna kick it. So we'll get right into it.
There you
where
go.
are you from?
We're here.
Tell us where you're from. What do you do? How'd you get started?
Right.
Anywhere you want,
mate. All right. Well, I'll start off by saying thank you for having me and thank you for giving me this opportunity. All right. So just a little bit about myself.
Yes.
My mum's Japanese and my dad's Australian. I'm originally born and raised in Australia.
Okay.
And yeah, I've moved to Japan when I was turning 12, I think. Or what I remember, I've got a small memory. But anyway, so I moved here, and since then, I've just spent most of my time, or the rest of my life, in Japan. But I did go back for high school when I was 16 or something like that for a year.
And then what do you do for it?
So, what I do for work right now, I'm a personal trainer.
Yep.
You could say, or I'm also a business owner. So I own my own gym called Lace Up Personal Training.
Yeah. Oh, boom, that shirt.
That's it.
Hey.
That's it. Yeah, Lace Up. I just opened 2 months ago as we're shooting this.
This is the place in Hiro.
Yeah, this is a place in Hiro.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a completely, I'd say private but exclusive gym.
Yeah.
So you can only join through word of mouth.
Okay. You start and it's pure passion. It's pure passion. Like,
it,
I don't need money. I just
exactly it. That's exactly it. You're like, you got that belief, like thinking money is just going to mess you up.
Yeah,
it's going to take you off course.
I just want to share this. And at a certain point, you go, nah. I need to make some money.
It's important. Yeah.
And then you start to build a business,
right.
and then you build a studio, or
right.
whatever. So, I also at some point, I'm interested in like when did that happen, and how have you? Considering that, like the passion, I want to help, obviously, first and foremost, create value, change people's lives. How have you then turned that into what it is you do now, and how do you plan on like growing that?
I don't want to put dirt or anything, but then I got to see the dark side of the industry, especially in Japan.
You and me both. Yeah,
I know.
Oh man.
I guess this is where we just take it off a bit.
Oh man,
we're going into turbulence.
You get into it, man.
Mayday. So the dark side of fitness is like just, I guess it's just all the political sides and all like the business side as well. It's like if you have a bad owner and he's not even taking care about the stuff, like no human management is taking place within the facility or the organization, but he's only focused on making money. So they could really give you a bad deal on a contract, or they won't. There's some like illegal stuff inside what's going on, like how you're working and that kind of stuff as well. So,
you don't have to get into too much detail. You can get as much detail as you want. More specifically, how did this side, like how did this impact you? What's your experience with this?
Okay, so with all these sort of like dark experiences that I had, like just being, lied to or, just tricked and all that kind of stuff.
And this is by maybe an investor partner kind of thing?
Yeah, so I've got that. I've had that experience, and I've always had that. And then before that, I've had this experience of job. I've been headhunted. They wanted me to, manage a full gym by myself under their name. Yeah, I take the job, and then the contract never comes up. Like I've never seen this contract, and so
it's essentially like a verbal agreement.
Yeah, verbal agreement. They lure you with like a pretty, interesting, like a good looking, cash, and then they're like, nah, you're actually on this type of working system, and I'm like, hang on a bit, So there's just all sorts of like, they're just like. They just fuck you up really quickly. And it's very common. I think this industry is really interesting because like you can have very high earning trainers that are just absolutely shit. Yes. And then you can have like top quality trainers that are just earning jack shit. Yeah. Exactly. And it's just, I think this is the only industry you actually see that so clearly. Yeah. And that's something that I just thought through my passion. Yeah. and through my own experiences I've had, those experiences never took me down. Like you would expect these experiences to like really tear you apart and just tell you and just make you say goodbye to the industry and you go pursue something else, right? But I've always had this thought of mine in my head thinking, nah, this is something that I've got to change. So I felt like, I found a big problem that needs to be changed if this industry needs to pick itself up on its 2 feet and become a more legitimate business and actually gain more respect from the people who actually buy it, you know, from the customers and all that. So I just thought it's a big chance and something that I'd love to fix. And I've had that experience firsthand. And I thought through all this experience and through myself, you know, developing in my career, I think I might have the answer to it. And that is where it comes to why I opened up my own gym, my own.
So more than just scaling your business, it seems like it's a way of potentially changing the industry.
Correct.
Obviously it's one step at a time, it's one company at a time, but if you can create a company in which, you know, things are done well, then hopefully that, you know, that carries on to other companies. Other companies see that and say, "Oh, okay, that's how we want to cheer us up." Or some other person who wants to build their own gym is like, "I love the way Lacey's doing his gym. I want to do my gym like that too." And then it grows at that way.
So yeah, and then I guess that's where I found a bit of an answer to is it all comes down to inspiration. How do you inspire other people? Like when it comes to like personal training one-on-one with your client, you got to inspire that client to like make some massive lifestyle changes, and then they start to see the progression and like the progress, and then they have a totally different image about themselves and they're fully confident they've made a massive transformation. So if you put it down to like just one-on-one client base, that scale, and then when you put it to point of view into business related, into the industry, how do you inspire other fellow trainers or gyms and businesses in your field to like actually up their game, or like, you know, we could all come up to some sort of like standard, bottom line standard that we could like try and hold on to.
Yes.
I think one thing, I guess, like just to add a little bit more to it. I think because the personal training industry right now is just it's a very young industry, right?
Here,
especially in Japan, right? And whereas in America, so to say, like the number one, most first leading country in the world, right? It's like a solidized job. It's a proper occupation with a lot of respect, right? And whereas in Japan right now, only because of like all these like body contests and all that kind of stuff is like started to boom a bit. Anybody can become a personal trainer right now.
Like that.
Exactly. They don't even have to be certified. And to me, I feel like that is something that needs to change as well. Correct. Like I don't mind people like just getting into it and like training other people's, and it's a great thing. But there is a line that we got to structurize the organization a little bit, you know, like a personal trainer will be here because there's so many elements into it to like actually qualify as a good personal trainer. Whereas the only thing or the only craft that you could teach is body making is, I wouldn't say that you could call that as a personal trainer because like I've heard so many cases, like say a client that's came in, they sign up to the gym and they tell the trainer, oh, I want to build a nice bum, right? I want some nice glutes. And
build an ass.
Exactly. Get that peachy booty, you know? And the first thing that the trainer would do...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. Well, the first thing the trainer would do is just put them into the barbell squat straight up. And I'm like, holy moly, you know? Like, Can we
learn to activate the glutes?
Exactly. Like, this person, the first time you've met her and you're going to already straight up put them into this compound movement, which is just ridiculous. And that is why we working on building an academy. Through Lace Up. So we've got a Lace Up Academy coming soon.
It's awesome.
So we'll be teaching all sorts of like, not only just like philosophy wise, but just, you know, all these techniques and skill sets that would be very, very helpful. If people knew working as a personal trainer. Exactly. Exactly.
What do you think sets you apart from others in the industry?
I feel like I'm just more sincere and more dedicated to my clients than any other trainer. Because when I talk to my trainers and how I interact with them, like I mentioned earlier, just to my clients in general, but like I've got clients that I've been training for 7 years, 8 years now, you know, and then I've got clients that I've been training for 5 years and then even 3 years. But ever since I've met them, they've never like part ways with me. And that's something that I could really just stand firm and just say, yeah, that's one of the main things that I could actually brag about. And that's also the philosophy that my gym is actually pursuing is a retention business, because if you focus on retention and the elements in it, it's like, what are the key elements in actually trying to keep a client happy and, you know, work with you, right? And
what to dive into that a little bit, what do you think some of those things are?
Well, the main thing is just like, again, I wouldn't say human management, but it's just like the whole idea of like your sincerity of like, you want to care for that person, right? You want to look out for that person. You want to help that person. So I guess when it comes down to that, it's like the whole experience that they have when you're with them, when like even with you and me, like we value our time so much. Like we don't meet as much as we used to, but whenever we meet, like it's 1 hour combo is just really deep. And it's just top quality. And I think that's where it comes down to is like how much of quality can you provide to your clients within the limited time that you have for them to have the maximum experience in not only, you know, engaging with you, but like just being inside the facility and everything. And I think that's where it just comes down to. A lot of people ask me, like, sometimes they ask me, like, after everything that you've gone through, like, how do you carry on all this, like, this crazy energy? Or like, what is your motivation? Like, how do you carry on like this? And I guess because I just want to do a big shout out to my dad who just passed away, right, in July, unfortunately to cancer. But throughout his whole journeys through like the battling journey throughout the 5 years of fighting the cancer that he had, his whole mentality was just ridiculously inspiring to me. It was just through the roof. Like I never seen or thought that my dad was this type of person. And anyway, so when you have cancer, right, like the first thing is like that comes to your mind is like, oh shit, am I going to die, right? And then that whole fear factor comes into place, and then like you just start going downhill, But my dad, up until the very last second, he never gave up. He never thought he was going to pass away. So like it was just full on positivity like that you would never see for somebody who's going through such dark times. And I just couldn't believe my eyes how my dad could be that mentally strong. Some people could say, you know, if you're going to go critical, they could say, oh no, it was just delusional and shit. But like, I mean, come on, like you just, to be that person, the first person to be like going through it all the side effects that you get through chemo and everything. And yet, like me, he had like 20 ulcers at one time in his mouth, whereas I have one right now and I'm already like just fucking pissed. But my dad is like, it hurts, but come on, it's going to go away. I'm like, wow, you know, it's just, he was so neutral about things. But
I was just going to ask you, who is your role model? And this is...
Okay, so this is it. So this is the answer to that question is my dad by far.
Amazing.
But only because through this experience, like it was such a dark experience, whereas I found the most positivity in my life until since that point, like since the day he passed. Of course it was so sad, but then again his passing gave me so much energy. Like it was so weird. It was just so weird. And then one message that I also have up on the wall in my gym is I've got a drawing of my dad. You saw this. I put it up on my Instagram. I can't remember what it says, but I saw the message. So the message is like, of your dad. It was really a big drawing of my dad, and he left this message that was very inspiring. It's just going to stick with me until I die. Is that every experience that you go through, like you may be confused if it's like, say you're going through a very dark time, right? You may be confused. You may be feeling all these negative thoughts and all that. But one day you're going to come back and say it was all worth it, because every experience is valuable. Whether it be high or low. Like everything is a lesson to be taught to you through your once in a lifetime, right? So that message just really sank into me so strongly. And you could just reflect that into life in general, and then you could also apply that into just fitness as well. Because fitness, personal training is, the client is going to go through a program of a duration of time. And through that duration of time, they're going to do everything that is just something that they've never done before.
Yeah.
And this message will just going to come to place.
Yeah.
And
amazing.
So I just wanted to add that.
What one piece of advice would you give to someone who's just getting into the fitness business? And this might be relevant. Man. This might be most relevant, I think, if you imagine your average, I shouldn't say average, but if you imagine a person like you, so you're half Japanese, half Australian, living here in Japan, want to get into this whole thing, you're 21 years old, you just graduated from college if you went.
Yep.
How do you get involved? What would you recommend doing?
Jesus.
Like if you were going to do it, basically, if you were going to do it all over again, what would you do? Now knowing what you know.
Mate, to be honest, I'd say obviously you want to start out with a legitimate certification.
Okay.
In terms of like the professional side of it.
Okay.
Because that's
like basic
always
education.
going to, basic education. But then again, like that's going to be your credibility, isn't it? And then I guess the second part is just whatever you do, your career is going to talk for itself. Like, so you should have a core belief, like at least understand like what type of trainer you want to become. You don't have to have the answer for everything right now, but just have a strong belief in like, why do you even want to start to become a trainer? Like you get, because that's going to be your number one motivator. That's going to be your drive.
Yeah.
So long as you have that, just make sure you have that clear. And then I think I don't really have any more advice, to be honest, because so long as you have your drive, then that's going to be your passion. It's going to be your core value as a trainer, and whatever, because everyone's just going to go through their different roads and all that kind of stuff. But so long as you have that as a key element, then that's just going to build whatever trainer you're going to be in 5 years, 10 years time, right?
Okay.
So just understand what your drive is, your main number one reason why you wanted to become a trainer.
Yeah. What do you think is a realistic time frame? It's like somebody who gets their certification and they're clear on their why. They might say like, all right, in 6 months from now, I'm going to be crushing it, have tons of clients and da-da-da. But like, is that realistic?
Yep. Exactly right. To be honest, I feel like you won't understand the industry until you spend 10 years in it.
Interesting.
It could be any industry.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be a professional at it. You're not going to understand it fully until you spend a good amount of time.
Got it.
So whatever you do not rush.
Okay.
Because
rushing, patience.
Exactly.
So patience. So maybe
patience,
you'd say like, get the certification, get clear on your why.
Yeah.
And then just be patient.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. It's a long journey.
Right. A lot of people love rushing, man.
Beast. I love it. Thank you, man.
Cheers, mate.
This is great. So guys, Lacey, thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please remember, as usual, to subscribe, hit the notifications button, and give this video a thumbs up.
Yeah, definitely.
This beautiful specimen of a man. And thank you guys for watching. Again, drop comments in the comments below. If you guys have questions, please let me know. Yeah. Let Lacey know. You can find him online everywhere. You'll find Lace Up Fitness. You can find him on Facebook. I'll put all those links in the bottom of the video. And again, if you're interested in PT and you're looking for someone who's bilingual and really knows his stuff, this is your guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He'd be the first person I'd recommend to work with. I passed on, when I transitioned to coaching, I passed on my clients to him because there's no one else I'd rather my clients work with than this guy. Man. So no, dude, I love it. I actually went to one of his sessions.
Oh yeah, the other day.
A couple of days ago. So maybe I'll put that in the end as a kind of blooper so you can laugh at me dying. But it was really good, really functional outdoor stuff with bands and weights and stuff. So guys, thank you for watching. And
Oh, just to add on, if there's anybody who is interested in becoming a trainer.
Perfect. Yes, the academy's coming.
Please feel free. Because the academy is coming. You definitely come to Menya, and you could also come to me if you like.
We'll work that in. Guys, thank you for watching.
Thank you very much.
Later.
Thank you, Menya. See ya.
Peace.
Cheers.